Good evening. In streets across the northwest, thousands of people have been joining in the region's VE Day tributes. After a day of partying and festivities, a 2-minute silence was observed this evening before beacons were lit as a mark of celebration and remembrance.
The guns rang out again this evening, but this time in remembrance. The warship HMS Beaver fired 6 salvos from its berth in the Alexandra dock in Liverpool as the VE celebrations drew to a close. In Lancaster and Salford, beacons forming part of a chain stretching around the country were set ablaze as the Queen was lighting a symbolic flame in London's Hyde Park. At 8:38 exactly, the northwest fell silent for 2 minutes. Earlier, street parties captured the community spirit and showed an eye for detail. For those who remembered the real thing, the memories came flooding back.
When we heard that the war had finished, I think we used every ammunition we had with blood all up in the air. The mortars and everything. And the flares and everything went up. And then we got drunk.
For some, the memories were romantic. American GI Frank Rocas fell in love as he served in the Northwest with the US Air Force. After meeting Mary, he never went back and made his home in the region. 50 years ago, they stood in Manchester's Albert Square looking forward to their wedding. Today, half a century later, with their marriage still going strong, they showed that love conquers all.
Hundreds of jobs at Raytheon Jets at Broughton near Chester are to be saved. The American company, which brought the plant from British Aerospace, had initially planned to move all production to the United States.
Although production of the Hawker executive jet will not be retained at Broughton, this decision by Raytheon's management does represent a significant shift in the plant's fortunes. It was feared closure would cause key skills to be lost to the area for good. The site is to become the company's main European service centre. At the moment, around 500 workers are employed by Raytheon at Broughton. In the run-up to closure, up to half that number were expected to be lost through natural wastage and transfers to the United States. The unions will now work to ensure that as many of the remainder as possible will be employed in the service centre. But given that only last month the company said a complete closure was their sole option, today's news represents a significant breakthrough. Roger Pinney, Northwest Tonight at Broughton.
Sport, and in football, Blackburn Rovers took a vital step nearer the championship tonight. An Alan Shearer goal saw them beat Newcastle 1-0 at Ewood Park. That leaves the top of the Premier looking like this. Rovers are on top on 89 points with 1 game remaining. Manchester United trail them by 5 points with 2 games left. And that's all from the newsroom tonight. We'll be back with bulletins in breakfast news and throughout the day. And of course, Northwest Tonight, it's its usual time, 6:30. Join us then. Good night.
What a wonderful day of remembrance and celebration. And for a change, despite it being a bank holiday weekend, the weather didn't let us down either. On the south coast, temperatures still rose to around 20 degrees in West Sussex, but it is turning much cooler, particularly across the Scotland and also Northern Ireland. It's all due to the wind directions. The wind's coming down from the north around the eastern side of this high pressure, and there's going to be little change right throughout tonight and across into Tuesday as well. The wind's a little bit stronger down the eastern coast, but elsewhere fairly light, despite them being from the north. So it will turn progressively cooler during the next few days. On Tuesday, perhaps the warmest spot will be Bournemouth, around 16 degrees. And then on Wednesday, perhaps London, only around 14. And then Thursday, even cooler, with that cool air continuing to work its way down from the far north. Now in that cool air, just at the moment, we have some showers from Carlisle down to Skegness, 1 or 2 in Northern Ireland and the Western Isles as well, and around Aberdeen. But generally they'll die away during the night and it will become dry and clear in many areas. Despite that, temperatures should hold up around 6 or 7 degrees, perhaps just a little bit colder in the far south of Scotland and the north of England, with a touch of ground frost likely there. In the far north, we will see more in the way of persistent cloud and rain working its way in by dawn. So during Tuesday then, still in that run of northerly air, so turning cooler, the cloud still in the far north on the whole, although during the day it will turn cloudier across central southern England and also southwest England, with a little bit more in the way of cloud bubbling its way up. The cloud and rain though staying on the whole mainly to the north, just 1 or 2 light showers working their way further south. On Wednesday, still in a flow of northerly air, so still quite a few showers to come. Central areas starting off cloudy and quite wet, and those showers continuing to work their way southwards during the day. On Thursday, still those northerly winds around the edge of the high pressure, so too on Friday. So becoming progressively cooler, some wintry showers quite likely in the far north during the end of this week, and showers too further to the south, although with rain here. That's it from me. Have a very peaceful night. Bye-bye.